welcome back. Your dreams were your ticket out. Welcome back to that same old place that you laughed about. Well, the names have all changed since you hung around, but those dreams have remained and they've turned around. Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Who'd have thought they'd lead ya? Back here where we need ya. Back here where we need ya. Yeah, the tease him a lot, 'cause we got him on the spot. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome.
Right, y'all. Welcome back. Give it a stretch. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. So the good news is I think I finished all the post radio show, like social media posts. Pretty sure. Did threads on both accounts, Twitter on all 3 accounts, Instagram on both accounts. I think that's it. Yeah, I think so. Cool. So yeah, got that done. Maybe I'll post to LinkedIn. I don't know if people really care. It's fine. All right. So welcome to untilit.works. All right. So for this break session, I wanted to talk about a launch week that happened this past week. Let me see something. What was the date on this thing? Yeah, this past week. And so I thought it was pretty dope because I use both of these like services. And so I thought it was pretty cool that they're coming together. So, and it helps me because I'm releasing like projects that allow other people to spin up their projects also with like a couple clicks of a button and filling out some stuff. And I was using both of these to do that. And so that's cool that there's stuff now. So I might actually go back and relook at some of those projects and see what I can do to kind of like leverage it, since now it's more like together. But yeah, so the thing I'm talking about, I'm gonna post a link. Let me see here. I'm only gonna post this one link because they have links to the other stuff we're gonna talk about in that one link, which is great. So share my screen. I'm gonna talk about Netlify. Where we go? Here we go. Share this. So I'm gonna talk about Netlify launch week, and so where they announce a lot of cool stuff. So Netlify and Astro are partnering. Dope. And so I was using Netlify and Astro separately. You know what? Let me see if I can. What was it again? I'm trying to remember. Where did I put that? Okay. I think it's. I have way too many domain names. Let me see. Nope. What is the thing? What is it? Hold on. Let me see something. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Let me see. Let me go to my GitHub. I think I'm pretty sure I have it on my GitHub. Let me see something. Let me see something. Okay. That's where it is. All right. Okay, so let me share this screen real quick. All right, so I created this like photo gallery thing because I have this site where I go and I take pictures in my travels. So I built a less complex version of that because the one I created for my travels, I still don't know how it runs. Like it's been going strong, you know what I'm saying, for a few years, and so it's great. But some folks asked, like, how could they get something like that? So I created a less complex version to get it up and running, right? And then you can able to like click stuff and you see the pictures and things. Cool. So this is at, well, let me put a link to this. I promise this all makes sense at some point. So actual site now. So what I did was I made it so that anybody could spin this up for themselves. And so if you go to, so here posted.pics, and so this is for a side project I made or whatever. And so you check out them in the repo with the instructions. So So here's the repo. Oh, that totally opened in a new window. All right, so here's the repo, right? And to get it running, so like I said, see, one click to deploy to Netlify, and I use Astro to build it out, which I say right here. And I kind of talk about the project structure and all that other stuff. And but yeah, so I talk about the things you need to do. So it's also using Cloudinary. Shout out to good folks at Cloudinary. So like you click to deploy, and then in your site settings, identity, I tell you all the things you need to do. The environment variables, like what to get from Cloudinary, I tell you how to get it. All these things. I even have like pictures. You need your GitHub stuff, public. Then you also need your Netlify. So I walk through the whole thing, right? And so I'm going to be creating a few projects like this so that people can deploy it themselves and use, right? And so I was using Netlify and Astro as basically the groundwork for everything, right? So now it's dope to see that they're partnering. And so I'm going to kind of maybe look back because since that gallery project, it's been a minute. And so there's been some new versions of like Astro and stuff that I wanted to include. So I'm going to look to include that, right? So maybe in the next version of that and then in future versions of my other projects. But pretty dope. I want to kind of go over some of the things they're talking about. So Netlify and Astro are partnering. So all that to come back to here, right? So this is my thought process going in the future. So today we're kicking off an exciting launch week together with Astro by announcing our new partnership. And they talk about here, they have the links to all the different things that they spoke about that they announced during the week. So here's the official one. This links to the Astro site where they talk about it here. So what's dope is, so Netlify will be sponsoring $12,500 each month towards the ongoing open source maintenance and development of Astro. That's dope. So that means that, because I think I spoke about it last time, you can't really run a business on free, and which I learned because the thing I was getting images from went out of business. And so it's good to see that, hey, at least there's some sort of money coming in to it. And until like the Astro DB, which I'm using, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you have to have a product that I want to pay you money. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been using these things, and sometimes just doing like little contributions or whatever. I mean, I guess that adds up, but I want like a product that you put out there and can support and know that works. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah. And then, so he said the new sponsorship funding will be invested directly back into our open source community and long-term maintenance benefiting everyone. So that's dope. And they talk more here, right? And then we're talking about the server islands, which I think is pretty dope. Okay, so back to here. All right. So now, on Tuesday, so that was Monday. On Tuesday, they announced durable caching, which I don't know if I'm going to have a use for it. Maybe in some projects, possibly. Because what that does is that, so announcing durable caching. I think Cloudflare has something. I remember something about durable something, but I think it's a durable objects with Cloudflare. This is durable caching. So today we're excited to launch a new cache primitive that enables persisting a response in a global object store. A lot of this stuff just over my head. And serve this as a static response for any cache miss from our Edge CDN servers. So I'm guessing what happened is that, so on the header itself, so instead of relying on like a CDN server, on the actual header, like the request, you can say, hey, keep this thing in the cache, which is like on there, I guess they said object store, so that any further like requests for it, the response will always be from this thing until this headers, because you put like a end date, like a, what do you call it, like a expiration date on these things. So maybe it's going to store like, okay, this thing, this resource is not going to change until this thing. So any subsequent requests, the response is always going to be from this thing, I think, something like that. So this enables on-demand ISR, so that you can say, hey, so ISR is incremental server rendering, right? Static rendering, yes. So that means that, let's say I'm thinking like if you had like a monthly top 10 list of whatever, right? That only changed once a month, because it's a monthly thing. And so I think that you could be able to say, hey, so you can generate, let's say you have a database and it's on votes, like people vote or whatever for top 10, whatever. So that only happens once. So once that voting period is over, then you can generate that page that has those things. And instead of having it to pull from the database every time to get that, you can just have it static render that page, say, hey, this is good until the end of the month. And so that way, that page is basically static. So when a request comes to it, the response is going to be HTML, CSS, because it doesn't need to generate the page anymore from the database or anything, because it's static. It only happens once. At least that's what I'm thinking. So with this, like they say, you could do this Netlify, CDN, cache control, public, so it's a public thing, and then age of it. Cool. And then, so then you append the durable on there. So the durable flag tells Netlify to persist the response, so the thing coming back, in permanent storage, and use that as the origin for any cache misses until it's invalidated. So I guess sometimes the cache can miss. I didn't know that. So again, I'm not so deep into it. So invalidation follows all the same rules as other cache headers. So yeah, so I guess if the cache misses it, then it's like, oh, well, this thing is here, so I'm gonna return this, I guess. So it doesn't accidentally like recreate it, I guess. So that's that. Cool. Then the next day, they announced why Netlify selected Astro for its developer hub and marketing site. Because again, the cool thing about Astro is that it tries to ship as few JavaScript as possible, so it doesn't like not a lot of load happens on the browser. So because browsers are really good at rendering HTML, CSS, but if you put like a whole bunch of JavaScript in there, sometimes it gets a little bit slower. So they have this developer hub and marketing site, which is pretty dope. So they're using Astro. So you can read more about that there. I think did they talk about server islands in here? Maybe. I haven't really gone through all of these, but I plan on to. So there's that. Cool. Then the next day, so here we go. Server islands. So Astro's server islands deliver progressive rendering for your sites. Now, this is pretty dope. I think did we speak about this last week? Or maybe I'll talk about it again. Last week we spoke about someone was doing something, I don't remember. Maybe it was Astro we spoke about. I don't remember. But we kind of talked on it a little bit. But so this is what I'm interested in, server islands. And so the Astro Web Framework has a new technique for rendering content into web experiences called server islands, because they had the whole island architecture before, but that was like on the client, to where you could say, hey, this thing is static, this piece here, render it on the client kind of thing. And then you could also do it whether or not it was even in the view of the browser. So you can offload that so you didn't load it until it's in the view. All sorts of stuff. Pretty dope. Now, Astro already boasts many options and possibilities for developers to choose from when planning their sites and applications, because this is, again, very important. These things you want to think about and consider before actually building your site. You know what I'm saying? So these are things that you want to do in the pre-work, the planning stages. So we've created a guide to help understand what this new technique is, how to use it, and when to choose it. Bars. All right. So in this guide, you'll find a simple example site, demonstrating the use. Did we do this last week? I don't remember. We did something similar. I forgot who it was. Was it Cloudflare? I think it was Cloudflare. They have something they were doing. I don't remember. The use of server islands and the steps needed to create this yourself. Alternatively, you can clone and deploy the example code with a click of a button. See, again, that's why I like about Netlify. If you open this takes you to the GitHub. And then you can see, bam, deploy to Netlify. That's dope. All right, cool. So back to here. All right, so just deploy, and you can do it from a website or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just a button, just a link or whatever. So I always thought that was pretty dope. And so yes, I'm not gonna get too much of this. I might talk about server islands, maybe in the next. Yeah, maybe I'll talk about that in the next cipher during the the tech break or whatever. But yeah, so that happened. Cool, on July 18th. Dope. Now, then the next day, which is the final day, if I'm not mistaken, share this tab. So yeah, so they're introducing the Netlify Frameworks API. So I guess basically the stuff that they took, like learning with Astro, like on how to deploy to their servers and use all their different functionalities and like all their features, and doing that all into like a frameworks API, so other frameworks could do it. So let's say like if SvelteKit wanted to do it, or what's another one? What's the one? Like there's Nuxt. If Nuxt wanted to do it and be able to take advantage of all the stuff. So at Netlify, we firmly believe that a diverse web is a stronger web. That is why we offer first-class support for a wide range of web development frameworks on our platform. So today we're taking that commitment one step further by introducing the Netlify Frameworks API. And you can click that link to check out their docs, which gives all frameworks full control over how the sites they generate are deployed to Netlify. And so by empowering frameworks to provision the right platform primitives, did I say primitives? Primitives, and configure them for optimal integration. So again, with all the stuff that Netlify offers, we can offer a seamless integration with best-in-class developer experience. So if like you create a framework and you want to be able to quickly deploy something to Netlify, they give you all the stuff that you need to be able to like hook into to be able to make it as like simple and as straightforward as possible. And yeah, so then they talk about a bit of history. Again, you can check out all the other stuff here in the blog. All right, cool. So that's that. Do you use Netlify? You know what I'm saying? Let me know. And I think it's pretty dope. Again, for these projects I'm working on that I want it to be like one click for a person to be able to deploy their project. And what I liked about it, so that's what I liked about the Netlify. And then with Astro, I like that you can use like just vanilla JavaScript, right? But it also allows people to be able to use any other like library that they like, for example, like React, or I think Vue, Svelte, hopefully Angular is coming at some point. But so if you wanted to extend the projects that I'm creating, you can use whatever framework you're used to be able to do it. And that's what I like about Astro. And that's why I didn't want to use, because I like to use Svelte, but I didn't want to use Svelte in my thing. Then people are like, oh, I got to like learn Svelte now when I'm more comfortable with the other thing. And so I kind of want to be able to have people build on top of it with whatever they're used to. And I think Astro allows that. So that's why I like the whole Netlify Astro combo. And now that they're officially partnering, that's pretty dope. So, yes. All right. So something I'm going to think about like in the future, because I have projects I want to do, but now since this is the thing, I might rethink some of them and how they work, and so make it a little bit easier. I don't know. We'll see. But again, thanks for hanging out. I'm gonna send you all off with some traveling music right now. Let's see here. So we'll be back 15 minutes after the hour. Till then, I wish you much productivity. And here is a track by an artist that goes by the name of Anthony Cruz, aka A Buddha. The track is called Thank You. Thanks for hanging out. When we come back, we'll take a look at an artist's website, maybe watch some videos, listen to some tracks, maybe become a fan. All right, so again, thanks for hanging out. This is Anthony Cruz, aka A Buddha. Thank you. All right, y'all be easy. Peace.
I want to say thank you for holding on when a brother was down and out. So strong, and I want to say thank you for being there when the brother had nowhere to turn to. You were there, and I feel like hell. And everybody says hell. We spread love like hell. I want to say thank you for holding on